Officer, where did the hacker escape? I'm not sure, sir. He used the back door and ran somewhere. Hi everybody, my name is Ian Hillman, and without any further ado, I would like to talk to you about ransomware. Well, ransomware attacks work by gaining access to your computer or your device and then locking and encrypting the data stored on it. And you might be wondering, how does this happen? It often happens when victims mistakenly download malware through email attachments or links from unknown sources, and those sources could be hackers. And it uses an asymmetric encryption, and this is cryptography that uses a pair of keys to encrypt and decrypt a file. And the public-private pair of keys is uniquely generated by the attacker for the victim, and with a private key, it's then kept to decrypt the file and it's stored on the attacker's server. And ransomware is often spread through phishing emails that contain malicious attachments or through drive-by downloading. And drive-by downloading occurs when users unknowingly visit an infected website and then the malware is downloaded and installed without the user's knowledge. And to prevent ransomware, tell your administrators as soon as possible so that the file encryption and data destruction can be really prevented. And it's a combination of good monitoring applications, frequent file backups, anti-malware software, and user training. And yes, ransomware can move through a Wi-Fi network. Nothing's safe. It can disrupt entire networks. What happens is encryption takes plain text like a text message or an email and then scrambles it into an unreadable format that's called ciphertext. And this helps protect the confidentiality of digital data that's either stored on a computer system or transmitted through a network like the internet. There could be an issue if you're wondering if ransomware encryption can be decrypted. Paying the ransom to decrypt the ransom files, well, if the encryption is too strong, the only way to obtain the decryption key for your files is to pay the ransom. It will be the only way. It really goes further. It can even encrypt your organization's encrypted files and hold them hostage, but there are ways to recover access without paying as well. And in as far as deployment, they infect by paying insiders to install the ransomware, and ransomware gangs are often paid through cyber criminals to deploy ransomware using their existing access. And phishing rose to #1 in 2020 as the most used ransomware attack, and using links, attachments, emails to just trick users into taking some sort of action. And phishing emails, they seem like they're coming from known contacts. They just ask the user to enter credentials for a bogus purpose, and there you have the ransomware. And schools are really one of the most popular attacks that some of the ransom attacks have happened with. And this is because the education organizations, the faculties, they lack training on spotting phishing emails, malicious URLs, and digital threats. And ransomware can be removed using strong cybersecurity software, and the ransomware removal tool must allow a cybersecurity expert to assist them to get rid of the ransomware. So brace yourself, because it's not always possible to retrieve all your files. And an example of ransomware will be like Locker ransomware. And Locker is another one of those ransomware examples that Komodo has already taken care of. And Locker is similar with CryptoLocker. And CryptoLocker encrypts the files. Locker ransomware locks the files to deny access to the user and demands like $50 to restore the files. Store and Host is also offering Komodo SSLs for anyone who could be interested. And the fastest way to recover the ransomware is to simply restore your systems from backups. You should have backups. And for this method to work, you must have a recent version of your data, your applications, that might be somewhere in your backup systems. So before restoring your systems, make sure that you remove the ransomware first. And ransomware can also include Trojans, malware, you know. So yes, viruses can be transmitted through VPNs if they are exposed to them. And in as far as read-only files, limit file shares, cause ransomware can only encrypt files the infected computer can access. Limit users read-write access to as few folders as possible. Lock folders to read-only wherever possible, and don't share unless it's really, really needed. And if you look at the iPhone, well, fortunately for the iPhone, you know, viruses are extremely rare, but they're not really unheard of. It can be secure, but when they're jailbroken, they can become vulnerable to viruses, because it's jailbreaking is a bit like unlocking the phone in a less legitimate way. And finally, don't think that a VPN keeps you safe. It doesn't protect against malware. You have to use caution online, use a secure browser, and keep your firewall and your anti-malware enabled, whether that's getting into your operating system or your third-party software. And as long as you're using a reliable VPN service with some powerful encryption, with some well-secured servers, then there's nothing to worry about. It's highly unlikely that hackers will try to infect a VPN connection with malware viruses in the first place, because that could really be too much hassle for them. Always be cautious, and if this video helped you, please smash the like button, and don't forget to like the other videos, subscribe, and see you in the next one.